In this video, we'll talk about stakeholder maps. You can use stakeholder mapping when developing new initiatives. They are especially helpful when projects span multiple groups, or you are collaborating with people external to your organization. From this map, you'll learn how to appropriately manage and inform your stakeholders. When you create a stakeholder map, you should facilitate a workshop to identify and organize key stakeholders. You should select stakeholders who are experts in their area or are dependent on the project in some way. The stakeholder map has two dimensions: the level of interest and the level of influence. The level of influence depends on how much influence the stakeholder has on the project through funding, legal process, support, etc. While the level of interest is how engaged the stakeholder is about the outcome of the project. Will the project help or hurt them, or neither? Let's take a look at the matrix. Stakeholders who fall in the high influence and high interest category are people you should manage closely. These are people who have the ability to make or break your project, so it's important to give them regular updates and see if they need anything from you. Now, let's move into the low interest, low influence quadrant. There are stakeholders that you should send updates to and monitor for changes in influence and interest, but don't worry too much about them. Next, we have high influence, low interest. They're people you want to keep satisfied, since they have a lot of influence and they have large implications for your project. Try to read their preferences early on. Since they have low interest, they may not care about the project enough to receive regular updates, so handle them delicately. Finally, we have low influence, high interest. These are people who care about the outcome of the project, but don't have much control over its success. You should keep these people informed with updates. In the description, I have added a link to a stakeholder map template, so check it out. When you create a stakeholder map, you should facilitate a workshop to identify and organize key stakeholders. You should select stakeholders who are experts in their area, or are dependent on the project in some way. Make sure to be very specific when defining stakeholders. Remember, you should constantly update the stakeholder map because stakeholders may change throughout the duration of the project. Thanks for watching! If you like this video, subscribe to the Playbook UX channel for weekly whiteboard videos.